Merry Christmas to all and to all a good morning. Okay, so we are going to be doing a vlog for Lily Reads. We are going to be reading Christmas Shopaholic all day long. It is Christmas and I want to read Christmas Shopaholic. You guys know the Shopaholic series is my favorite book series, and Christmas is like, I love Christmas. I love Christmas. Even though I'm not a Christian, I love Christmas. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I love everything about Christmas, decorating the tree, all of the stuff. So that is what we are going to do today. I'm going to start. I'm going to tell you like where we've left off on Christmas Shopaholic because there's been like 8 books before this. So I'm going to tell you where we left off, but like, let me get my bearings first. Let me change out of my jammies, and then I'll tell you where we're going to start with this book because we're reading it all day, okay? Let's go. Okay, you guys. So we are reading the Confessions of a Shopaholic series. I have with me the full Confessions of a Shopaholic series. They're all sun-stained and old because I have had this series for a really long time, and they sit in my window because they're already old, so it does not matter. So the first book in the Confessions of a Shopaholic series is Confessions of a Shopaholic. This book is absolutely excellent. I think it's still excellent even now. So you have that, and then you have, I think, my favorite book of the series, which is Shopaholic Takes Manhattan, which is the second book in the series. And then this is where I get a little mixed up on the timeline of when these books came out. Yes, this is the third book. So you have Shopaholic Ties the Knot, which is also a really good book. It's a little bit convoluted. Becky ends up having like 2 weddings. It's a lot. You have to stay with it, but it's hijinks, and like that's when Rebecca is at her best. And so then you get Shopaholic and Sister, where Becky finds out she has a half-sister. That happens in this book. And then you get Shopaholic and Baby. This is where Rebecca has a child. I think this is the next book, right? Yeah, this is the next book. Yeah, that's this book right here. She has a baby. And then you get a whole book dedicated to Rebecca as a mother. You get Mini Shopaholic, which also I love. I loved all of these books. There's actually only one book in the Shopaholic series that I literally dislike, and that is the book coming up. So then you get all of that, and Rebecca ends up going to Los Angeles because her husband has like a job out there. She goes to Los Angeles, becomes like a personal shopper or whatever, and you got Shopaholic to the Stars. This is by far the worst book in the series. I genuinely think all you need to know in this series is that they lose track of her father and they have to go find him. That's the only thing you need to take away from this book, because Rebecca is up to her same antics, but even worse. Like, this is just a really long, bad book, and so you only need to know that her father runs off with her best friend's husband. They just go missing, and this is that. I think that's what happened. And then the book that came out before the one we're going to read in this one is Shopaholic to the Rescue. That's when they go to Las Vegas to go find her dad, and Becky enters Shopaholic Anonymous. This is where she becomes like, she's trying to get her shopping under control, because in this one things just got out of control and wacky, and so she tries to get her things under control. I feel like with this book we get back on track with the Shopaholic series. I thought this book was really good. So what you need to learn about this, they go to Vegas, they find her dad, so her relationship with her best friend gets really, really mixy and bad. And so like basically we see Rebecca like becoming a better person. We're really starting to see growth in Rebecca as a person. So then the last book we have gotten in this series, I don't know if it's officially the last book. I don't think that's been announced. I will take more Rebecca if you give it to me. A lot of people are like, please lay this series to rest. I disagree. I think they're fun little women's fiction type books. I like them. So you have Christmas Shopaholic. This came out in 2019, I believe. And yeah, I'm curious to see, are we going to keep getting that growth from Rebecca? Is this book going to feel like a final book? I'm excited because it's Christmas. But yeah, as you can see, I love the Confessions of a Shopaholic series. I haven't gone back and reread them in a really long time. We might save that for if another book comes out. Maybe I'll go back and reread them for you guys. But we're gonna go with Confessions of a Shopaholic. So I haven't started reading it yet, but I am going to start reading it today. Yeah, that is what we are going to do. So I will come back to you guys after I read, because this is the only book we're reading in this video. I'll come back every, like, honestly 20, 30 pages, 40 pages to give you guys an update, give you guys some life updates, give you guys some end of the year updates. I don't want to make any promises that I can't keep, but I think we're gonna have a fun time today. I really, really do. So yeah, Merry Christmas. I will see you guys in the first clip. Peace. Hello, you guys. We are here for our first update of Christmas Shopaholic. I have to take a break because I'm about to go cook, so I felt like this is the perfect time to, like, give you guys an update of what's going on in this book before I get to cooking. So basically, I told you we wanted to see if Becky as a character has grown in any way, and absolutely not. I don't even know why I thought there would be any type of a difference. Becky has not grown in any way. So in this book, Becky's issue now is Becky wants to be frugal, but she believes that, like, being frugal is better than just saving. Like, you could just save up your money and not buy. So she's constantly in her, like, shopping escapade. She's looking for deals instead of just not shopping at all. So that is her issue now, which I feel like we've had this issue with Becky before, where Becky is going to look for deals, but she's not actually not shopping. I feel like this is kind of a redundant storyline with Becky. Like, she's going around the way and she's shopping, but she's not actually, like, doing anything she's supposed to be doing. So I think that's, like, we've been here before, but I do think this is interesting because we now have this, like, Christmas setting. I don't know, maybe I'm just in the Christmas spirit, so I'm excited, like, to see her Christmas shopping. But yeah, she's looking for Christmas presents for everyone in her family, even though she's already bought Christmas presents. This is how every book starts off with Becky. Becky is looking for gifts and she's gonna end up in some big mess. But the big, like, what's going on, because let me explain how these books go. You have Becky and her shopping, and then you usually in every book have a problem that Becky needs to solve. Like, she finds herself in an issue that she needs to solve. So in this book, Becky needs to host Christmas. She's hosting Christmas for the first time because her parents are moving to London. So they already live in the UK, but London is where they used to live, but they moved out of London to, like, move to the suburbs. So now Becky has to host Christmas for everyone, and she's nervous about it, so she's buying even more stuff. That's usually how the story goes. You have Becky digging herself into a hole with her shopping just in regular life. Then you have Becky trying to solve a problem, but because she's a shopaholic, the problem gets worse. That's what we have going on. Becky's trying to do the whole Christmas thing, but because she's a shopaholic, she keeps buying stuff that she doesn't even need. Then she has her other stuff that she's buying because she's trying to be frugal, but it's not really working. She has this bargain shopping issue because that's kind of what she learned about herself in the last book. Like, she can bargain shop and she can buy things that she wants, but she has to buy them within reason. So now she's buying things within reason, but when you buy too many things within reason, you might as well buy a little bit of expensive things than a lot of cheap things. That's what she's in right now. But anyways, it's perfectly enjoyable. I enjoyed this. Like, if you don't like Rebecca and her antics, you're never going to like this book. But I do, and I know a lot of people are they're in the middle about her husband. Does her husband really, like, you know, help her with this stuff? Like, does he just kind of, like, egg her on? Is he kind of like an absent husband? And, like, yeah, he's all those things, but, like, that's what we love. I love Brandon. They have one of my favorite, like, marriages in all of, like, books. I love their marriage. I love the, like, whimsical girl and the, like, you know, kind of, like, boring guy who's very corporate. I like that dynamic, and I love the two of them. I love being back with Rebecca. I don't know what to tell you, and it's so easy to read. I'm already on page 100, so, like, I can knock this out in a few more hours, but actually I can't because I'm about to go cook a pot roast. I'll show you guys the pot roast a little bit later. But yeah, I also want to show you guys, I went to New York City and I came back. I want to show you guys some of the books I got in New York City, but we'll go over all that. We have an entire video to do that, but I wanted to tell you that's what's going on in Christmas Shopaholic. Becky is back to her old ways. She ain't learned nothing about nothing. You know, it's Becky, but what do you expect? That's what we come here for. But it is all Christmas oriented, which is really fun. All of her shopping is Christmas oriented, and it's a perfect thing to watch. It's a perfect thing to read while you are enjoying Christmas. So yeah, pick it up. Well, this video is going up at night, so like next Christmas. Anyway, hello you guys. So I am about 100 pages deeper into this book. We do have a few more things going on. So we have found our big issue with the Christmas that Becky is going to be planning. The issue is that nobody wants to host the Christmas, and yet everyone has ideas on how the Christmas should go. So Susie is coming for Christmas. Her sister's going to be there for Christmas. Her parents' neighbors are going to be there for Christmas. Everybody and their mom is going to be there for Christmas. And they all have ideas on what their perfect Christmas is. But Becky can't make everyone's Christmas come true. So more than likely, knowing Becky, she's going to try to make everyone's Christmas dreams come true. And they're all going to blow up in her face. But the big plot development that we have gotten in these next 100 pages is Becky's ex-boyfriend from college is back in town. He is back in town and he wants to get to know Becky. Becky got a job at her best friend Susie's store. And so she's working at the store, and her ex-boyfriend from college, he comes back in and he's like, girl, I saw you were working here and I wanted to see if you were still you. And so he tells her that he didn't expect her to look the way that she looks. And she was like, what are you talking about? He's like, I always thought you would be a bit more eccentric, a bit more eclectic. And so Becky takes that to heart, because there is one thing about Becky. Becky cares what people think about her. She wants people to think of her in the highest regard. So she starts to change up her style in order to impress her new boyfriend. So Becky has set out on a mission to impress her new boyfriend. But here's the issue with that. She has not told her husband that her boyfriend is back in town. And where I am in the book, Luke, her husband, I keep calling him Brandon. His name is Luke. Their last name is Brandon, so I call him Brandon, but his name is Luke. Luke, Becky, and Susie. Is Susie there? Luke and the ex-boyfriend, they're all going out to dinner. And Luke thought the reason that Becky was wearing new clothes and looking different was to impress him. But in reality, she's trying to impress the boyfriend, and Luke has kind of put those things together, like, oh, you're trying to impress your ex. But like, Luke isn't easily frazzled, so he's not thinking too much into it, but he thinks it's weird. So there is some relationship tension between Luke and Becky. We also have her sister, her half-sister Jess. She's in this story too, and there's something weird going on with her and her husband as well. They've been trying to adopt a child, and there's been some like issues with that. So they're wondering what's going on with her. Her man was supposed to come to Christmas, but he's not at Christmas right now. He was supposed to move in to the mom's house. Becky's mom moved out, and Jess and her man was supposed to move in, but Jess' man didn't come, so she's acting really weird when it comes to all that. But that is what has been happening so far in this book. This book is just like, I don't know what to tell. I feel like if you don't like the Confessions of a Shopaholic series, you have no reason to read this. Like, I don't think you appreciate what's going on in the book, because like, as standalone books, like, they're not that great, right? Standalone, they're not that great. There's some of them that I believe are good standalone, but really it's just the whole story. You have to enjoy being in Becky's mind to really enjoy these books, and I love being in Becky's world. Like, I really, really do. But of course, you're running into your same issues that you always run in with these books. Everyone always has the same complaint. Becky doesn't really grow as a person. Like, you go through these whole like arcs of Becky learning that she needs to stop spending so much money. The only thing that's like different in this book book and the last books is that she's not going into extreme debt trying to buy this stuff. There's no proof that she's in any debt when it comes to this. She's not messing up her family's finances, so like that's good. But like she's still hoarding a bunch of new stuff that she's never gonna wear, she's never gonna use. She's still doing that same stuff. She's still falling down the same trap, still buying new stuff when she don't need new stuff. She's still doing all the same things. So if you don't like that, you don't like the hijinks of Becky Brandon, you're not gonna like these books. But like, I enjoy being in her world. I always told you, if you're gonna give me more Confessions of a Shopaholic books, I'm going to read this. But this is just, it has me in the Christmas spirit. I am enjoying it. But I'm gonna read 100 more pages and we will come back with some thoughts. We only have 200 more pages left, honestly. We only have about 200 pages more left, so I will be finished with this book very, very soon. Should I tell you guys? Let me show you guys what I got from the bookstore when I went to New York. So, of course, when in New York, you go to Strands. And I went to Strands, as I do. I purchased 4 books. One of them actually was a gift. It was the best gift. I'll start with that first. So, Tiffany D. Jackson, The Weight of Blood. Now, I know what you're saying. Kenya, you already own a copy of Tiffany D. Jackson, The Weight of Blood. You owned it and you read it, and you would be correct. That is exactly what I did. But do you remember? You can go back and look at that vlog if you don't remember. Do you remember when I read it? I told you guys my book came, it has water damage at the bottom, and like the ink, because like it just got really, really messed up. The dust jacket was, I can show you. So it came water damaged. Like, this is how it came. It was sitting in my mailbox and it just got water damaged because it was raining really badly. It came torn right here, and the pages on the, like, it's bleeding on the inside. Like, the book just really came messed up, and I was kind of just gonna stomach it. I was just like, okay, I guess that's my copy of The Weight of Blood. But then I went to Strands, and you guys, it's a new copy of The Weight of Blood, and I had to get, well, I got it as a Christmas gift from my man, but it's a signed first edition. So like, I got a new book because I need a new book because that's damaged, and Tiffany D. Jackson herself signed it. Love it. This is probably one of my favorite Christmas gifts I got. Love it. Let's move on. I also got a signed copy of Jamila Green Ruins Everything. I wanted to buy this book, but I didn't know if I was going to buy this book. But then when I saw signed a Strand signed copy, and it has a whole note inside, so of course I had to buy it, because I was just like, if you already were going to buy this book, why would you not? Why would you not? Why would you not? So I purchased that, and then a little sneak peek on what might be the book club pick in January. Ooh, 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 ooh. And then we have The House Guest. We have The House Guest. I have no clue what this is about, but it was pretty and I purchased it. So that's what I bought from Strand Bookstore. So of course, anytime I go out of town, I like to do some book buying. I am doing a major book unhaul. So I'm getting started on extending my bookshelves, and I'm doing a major book unhaul. I'm going to literally take every single book off my bookshelf, and before I place it back on, I'm going to say, does the thought of reading this book bring me joy? And if the answer is no, it is going away. That is what I am going to do. So like, a lot of books are going to be gone because I want a lot of extra space on my bookshelf. I just do. So I'm going to get rid of some stuff. But anyways, let me go back to reading. I've been reading like off and on all day long, like just coming in and out doing stuff, then coming. It's a whole thing. But anyways, I will see you guys a little bit later. Hello, you guys. So we find ourselves officially on the home stretch. We have about 100 pages left, and I am pleased to report this book is really good. Like, I'm so sorry. Here is the thing. I keep saying it. I want to say it in every single clip. If you don't like the Confessions of a Shopaholic series and you haven't read the Confessions of a Shopaholic series, this book isn't going to do anything for you. But as someone who has, this book is doing everything for me. I am enjoying every last bit of this book. What I love in a good, like, Confessions of a Shopaholic book, when everything is coming to a head and there's all the chaos. Like, if I'm interested in the chaos, that's how I know the book is good. And I'm interested in all the chaos going on here. There is a scene where she tries to join this billiards. My braces won't let me say that. Yeah, but anyway, like pool. She tries to join that type of club. And she's only doing that to get a Christmas gift for Luke, because there's a raffle that they're doing if you're a part of the club, but women can't be in club. So she's doing a whole speech to get women in this club so she can join a raffle to get a present for her husband. And like, it's so ridiculous and so good. Like, I'm so sorry. It's so ridiculous and so good. Anyways, yeah. And then, none of the people who are coming to her Christmas are showing up. Like, they're all mad at each other. Like, everyone is beefing with each other at the Christmas. Her daughter is acting crazy. She doesn't have the gift she wants to give to Luke. Like, she doesn't know what she's gonna do about Christmas. Like, it's just all really, really good. All the scenes are really, really good. And what I'm enjoying, oh, they're being stalked. They're being stalked by the ex-boyfriend and her girlfriend. Like, it's just a whole mess. It's just a whole mess. But it's like really exciting. I don't know, it's just a really good read. Like, it's the perfect book to read in like one day, because I think if this went on more than one day, I probably wouldn't care. Like, it would be hard for me to continue to come back to this book. It's just the perfect, like, it's almost like a Lifetime movie, like a Hallmark movie. That's what it is. Like, I don't know. And a lot of the last half of the book doesn't have much to do with budgeting. It doesn't have much to do with like shopping, and I think that's why it's more interesting the second half than the first half. Although I enjoyed the first half. Like, we all know Rebecca has a shopping addiction and nothing's going to change. And there's another book. Like, she's going to continue to have the shopping. But I love her interactions with her husband. I just love it. Like, they're the hijinks and this is really good. Like, this book, your enjoyment of this book all depends on if you like the hijinks. And I love the hijinks. Like, the hijinks are so good. We're wrapping up for a 4.5 star read. I think the beginning wasn't the strongest, so I can't just full on give it a 5, because I've already taken a few, like a little bit of points off. But we're looking at 4.5, which is a lot more than I ever thought I was going to give this book. I thought this book was going to be a 3-star, send me on my way. But this book has been sitting on my bookshelf for years, and like, it's a low-key a hit. Like, it's just really interesting. So I'm very curious about how Christmas is going to go, how everything is going to end up. So yeah, anyways, I'm about to sit here and take a little break because I've been reading all day. Not really. My roast is almost done, honestly. It's sitting over there. I've already strained out all the mess. So the roast is almost done. I just have to cook the mashed potatoes. We're going to do mashed potatoes and roast. But I am about to do this gingerbread house because I just feel like it's something to take my mind off things. This is probably my last year buying like gingerbread houses that aren't already put together. Like, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Like, I'm ready, but I'm gonna do it because I just feel like you have to do a gingerbread. Yeah, there's people upstairs playing the game and playing PlayStation upstairs. That's why if you hear noise or like I'm looking up there, I'm like, what's going on there up there? Is it that serious? That's what's going on right now. But anyways, also if you hear a fan, it's my purifier humidifier. I like to bring it out when I'm cooking to get like all the smells and stuff. I'm not someone who likes their house smelling like food. Is that a weird thing about me? I don't like when homes smell like things, like smell like food. Like, I do not like, you know how some people's like, Oh, it smells so good. And unless it's like baked goods, I don't like home smelling like savory dishes. Like, that's not a thing. So the purifier kind of helps out with that because I can't. So that's going on back there. By the way, this is one of the best things that I purchased this year. I want to make a whole video on like best and worst purchases of this year, but it would take too much time. I'm talking to you guys like this is Vlogmas. I did Vlogmas over on my Patreon for the past 24 days, which has offered up a question. I always assumed and have always, this is my third year doing Vlogmas, you vlog from the 1st to the 24th. You vlog up until Christmas Eve. So a video goes up on the 1st through the 24th. But I see some people put up Vlogmas videos today. So do you vlog from the 1st to the 25th? I always thought Vlogmas ended on Christmas Eve. Like, you weren't supposed to like do work on Christmas. That was the point. I thought Vlogmas ended on Christmas Eve. At least it's always going to end on Christmas Eve, because isn't the point to not vlog on Christmas? Like, we vlog up until Christmas. It's the lead up until Christmas. Interesting. But I think, but a lot of people pre-record their vlogs the day before, which I was on and off about that. So some people, they put up like they film the day before, so technically they are only vlogging up until Christmas Eve, but because they're a day behind, they're filming one day ahead, they have a vlog for the day before. That's an interesting thought. I don't know, but yeah, mine ended on the 24th. So go over on Patreon if you want 24 vlogs from Kenya, because they over there. So let me not chit chat with y'all too much. I'm gonna finish up this book because we literally have 100 pages left. Like, literally 100 pages. We're at the home stretch. I can knock that out in like a cute little 30-minute reading sprint. I can knock that out. I will see you guys when I'm done with my final thoughts and wrapping up this 24-hour. It hasn't been 24 hours. It's been 11 hours. I've done a lot of stuff. Like, I cleaned out my closet today. Like, I've been off and on reading because this book, it looks kind of bulky, but I told you it only take like 4 hours to read. But yeah, I still have another hour to go, so I'm gonna knock that out, and I will see you guys. I will see you guys later. Peace. It is my time to bid you guys farewell. I am going to give Christmas Shopaholic 4.5 stars. This book was really good. I'm so sorry. Maybe it was like reading it in one day. This book was just really, really good. This book had everything I enjoy about Becky. It had the heart. It had the hijinks. It had the shopping. It had the spirit. It just was a really good Confessions of a Shopaholic book. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like I said, if you have not read the entire Shopaholic series, you may not appreciate this book the way that I appreciate this book. I think if you just pick this book up as a standalone, I've seen this book at thrift stores, I've seen this book at bookstores. If you just pick this up as a standalone book, I don't think you would appreciate it because you don't know the history that we have with Becky. You can read it as a standalone. There's not really much carryover. I would say this book actually has the least amount of carryover of any of the books in the series. They literally don't touch on anything that happened in the last book. The most you get is like Susie, it's like her telling you that Susie like had like kind of an affair on her husband in the last book. That's really all you get, but there's no like real crossovers in this book. So like you could read it as a standalone if you just want to hear about a book that I really like you want to read a book that I really liked, but I just don't think you would get it. This book was just so good. I found myself like towards the end like not wanting it to end, like me wanting to see how the pieces come together but still wanting to stay in this world. It makes me really sad that there's not another book for me to read after this. I said it in every single clip, but as long as Sophia Kinsella wants to keep writing these, I'm gonna keep reading them. These books just, they scratch an itch for me in a weird, bizarre way. I'm able to relate to Becky. I like Becky. Becky is one of my favorite characters in like literature and like books. Like, I just think she's just so much fun. I just think she's so much fun as a character. I think if you don't take these books too seriously, you take them as they are, like they're just a lot of fun. And I just think when it's around Christmas time, it's time for a fun read. So I think spending my day reading this book was the best way to read this book. I have put off reading this book for 2 years because I was just waiting for the right time. And I think I found the right time. I had a blast today. And so yeah, we have a winner. We have a winner. I think if I hadn't already filmed my most surprising books of the year, this would be in that video, but I already filmed it. So speaking of that, all next week, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you will be getting a video. You will be getting, it will be all of my best, worst, disappointing, surprising, and then a book on my superlatives, giving out superlatives to books that I read this year. That is what you will see all next week. So you will see a video on Lily Reads every single day. So it's almost like a continuation of like almost a vlogmas, like a vlogmas style thing where you just get videos every single week. But instead we're going to lead up into New Year's and do it. So the week before New Year's, that's how we're going to do it. So yeah, starting today, this starts the first video of that week, this week long, you know, adventure. And hopefully we can do this every single year. Every single year we pick up a Christmas book and we read it. I did want to read a bunch of Christmas books, but it just never came to be. I read like a Christmas book. I did like the 12 Days of Christmas last year, and I had like 2 hits. I had like 2 hits that entire time. And so I've read so many bad books this year that I just can't do it. I started reading the book So This Is Christmas, and it was so bad. It was so bad. Not So This Is Christmas, the one I read last year. The So This Is Christmas by Jenny Holiday. I started reading that, and it was just so not good. It was so not good, and I said, I'm not doing this to myself. I can't do this to myself. I can't read any more bad books. Hopefully this is the start of something new, Word to High School Musical, because I just need this momentum needs to carry me over into the new year. This was a hit. So yeah, if you are someone who like has read the Confessions of a Shopaholic series but haven't read all of them, I recommend you do. There's only one dud the entire series, and that's me, Shopaholic to the Stars, because Christmas Shopaholic was a hit. So I will see you guys all next week, and yeah, happy holidays to you all. I hope you all had a great day. I hope you all continue to have a great day, great tomorrow, and great New Year's. I love you guys so much, and thank you so much for watching.